Hello and welcome to another video for Survivor Hamilton Old Meets New. We are here at Tribal Council with the Tendua tribe, who are here for their third Tribal Council after the merge. We've so far had Chelsea and Ruth join the jury, and they can listen into these calls, but they won't be participating. But we will have a couple folks I don't think joining in to this call, which is normal. But we do have a lot of you join, so thanks for doing that. Really appreciate it. So first thing I want to ask, Kyle, the last vote, we ended up getting a lot of votes for a lot of different people, and Ruth ended up having one more vote than you, even though you used an idol to protect yourself just in case she used one. Can you walk us through or talk a little bit about, was that all planned? Was everyone aware that that's the way it was going to go, or was it really touch and go, and you weren't really sure who was going to end up with the most votes?
Yeah, I think that there's almost like I would say like three kind of groups coming into that, and like Chelsea had gone home, and so I was feeling a lot less secure, obviously. So like we definitely, I was very transparent with everybody that I had the idol, at least the people that I was like working with and talking to. So the agreement was like I would play it, and we had mapped out some votes, but I mean, you never know, right, what's going to happen. And it was definitely a guard, because I mean, she, we obviously suspected she had one, and maybe two. So, and I mean, like, you know how it is when it gets up like in a pinch, right? Like everybody tends to get a little squirrely near the end, and
right.
It was just one of those things where you guard against anything that might happen, and it's just, for me personally, it's just a guarantee that I wouldn't go home. I trust the people you work with, but I mean, as Graham knows, right? Like, we had a controversial vote before the merge, and you always expect that like it's gonna karma comes back and gets you in the ass, right? So things where, yeah, just a guard. Like I know it was said in the play video was wasted, but I think if you're unsure, you play it, and if it makes you feel better, it's not really wasted.
No, and you're right. And after the vote, I got to debrief with a lot of you, and it certainly makes sense why it was used, because if Ruth had used hers, then you would have had the next highest amount of votes. So it was surprising that she didn't use her idol. Brian, do you want to talk a little bit about kind of what it was like to help to kind of work to coordinate all those votes, even and talk to Ruth at the same time and try and keep her in the dark?
Hard. I don't like doing that. I think it's the only time in the game I've ever done that. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to sort of be put in that position again, I guess. I don't know what else to say, but it still makes me feel weird.
Were you expecting, the 5 votes for Ruth, 4 for Kyle, 3 for Sharon, 1 for Peter, or was it a bit of a surprise the way it all ended up going?
Yeah, I think I was a little surprised. I was still surprised that the idol didn't get played. I think we were ready for both idols getting played, and that was probably like what we expected. Yeah. So I think how it turned out was a surprise still, which is always exciting in the game.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, Mike, I think we did expect more votes on me, which like it didn't happen, but that's how it goes from being like, hey, like it was useful to play it, to hey, it might have been wasted, right? So,
right, fair enough. And Sharon, I don't know if you caught that, but what Brian and Kyle just said is they expected both idols to be played, which would have meant that you would have gone home if Ruth had played her idol. Is that a surprise to you, or were you kind of aware of that as well?
So I think that would have been 4 tribals in a row that I was a collateral option to be voted off to pull out idols. So I wasn't shocked that my name was going to be out there. I was surprised I expected at least 2. I was surprised with 3. And so I was actually thinking it would be a 4-4 between me and Ruth, which had been something that had come back to me multiple times throughout leading up to that tribal, is that it was going to be a split vote between me and Ruth. If it had been a split vote between me and Ruth, I would have 100% expected that, them trying to pull out Ruth's idol. And then again, like, collateral, I would have gone home. So it's the same old story, just different day. I don't know. As I said, I'm like a cat. My 9 lives are running out.
Well, in Big Brother, I think they call it a pawn. You know, collateral is a good word for it. But how do you? This is still for you, Sharon. I know it's been going on for a while, but how do you get out of that position? Like, what can you do, or what do you think your options are to try and not be collateral?
It's a really good question, Mike. Glad you asked. I think I've proven up until this point that I'm a team player. I'm willing to work strategy. I do pull my weight. I'm very active in the game. I'm no drama. I don't like drama. I don't like being part of it. So I'm a pretty easy person to work with. I am very willing to hear everybody's kind of strategy, and I will make my decision on that point. So I think just working with the majority and working with strong players has kind of helped me be able to stay in the game as long as I have, but that's not easy to do because it's a lot of blind trust, and it's a lot of trying to figure out all the moving parts between the different groups and the different people, especially going from Navala to Kobara to now Merge. Like, there's so many moving parts, and some people I know more than others, and some people I know as like an acquaintance, and some people I don't know at all. So it's definitely on the social side for me has been through the roof, and now that I'm back to work, it's been a bit harder to stay on top of a lot of that. So I feel like I've had to play the social game a little bit more than I think I would like to at moments. But at the end of the day, I am who I am. And so hopefully that people see that. And so it's brought me at least to this point of the game. I honestly didn't expect to be, top 12 now? Like, I actually thought I was going to be gone a long time ago. So I'm happy to have come this far. I would love to go further, but I mean, this roller coaster ride needs to end.
Oh, okay. Well,
not things like me voted out, but just like, it would be nice to like just have a good strategy game going where I'm not constantly like, okay, I'm on the block again. Now what do I do?
Get out of the spotlight. Get out of the spotlight for a little bit.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Paul, someone who's not in the spotlight, but for the right reasons, you won your first individual immunity on Monday. How did that feel, and how does it feel to be wearing the necklace, figuratively?
Top of the world. Living my best life. Yeah. Honestly, Survivor Hamilton is hard, especially when I'm still working. But winning that challenge, everything paid off. Like, all the hard work that I've had to sacrifice in terms of balancing the game. I haven't been happier.
Did it give you feel like it gave you a little bit more freedom to play a little bit harder this week? Or are you still just kind of steady Eddie, just kind of going with the flow?
I say that I didn't play harder because I won the challenge. I would say there's definitely risk involved in that, knowing that the immunity idol saves you for this vote, but it won't save you for the next vote.
Right, man. Well, awesome. Well, I'm glad to see you won. I know last game was cut short, and so now you're here. You're You're wearing the necklace. You're going far, and I love to see it.
It's great.
Awesome. So, Peter, we were talking a little bit about people being in the spotlight, and 2 votes ago you caught the majority of the votes, and then last week you caught 1, but clearly the targets were elsewhere. Can you talk a little bit about if you did anything or why you think the target moved away from you last week, and do you think it's going to be back on you again today?
Yeah, it's a great question. So yes, 100%. I think the target's going to be back on me. I think, some of the stuff that happened last week was, maybe it was a distraction from what was going on. I mean, like, for me, it was kind of a distraction in the sense that, like, I still feel very much in the crosshairs. And so, as feeling very much in the crosshairs, it was nice to have a week where I was, not targeted. You do what you can, but I feel like the narrative that was kind of in motion is probably still in motion, and tried to do what I could to change that, and we'll see how the votes go.
I asked Sharon, what she can do about, proactively to get the target off of her. I'll ask you the same question. Is there anything that you feel like you could be doing differently or, do to accomplish the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of 2 ways of doing that just from my perspective. One is making yourself seem like less of a good target, and the other is making somebody else seem like a better target. And I tried to opt for the first option, trying to make myself seem like less of a good target.
Right on. Well, good luck today. John, I wanted to ask you if, part of the reason why Peter's probably in danger is the fact that he's part of this alliance that has been going on all game, that you're part of as well. Do you feel like at a certain point in the game it maybe makes sense to break away from the alliances you're in because that might be creating more of a target for you? Or do you think it's better just to keep your friends close?
I think eventually all of us have to get off our alliances on some level, right, Mike? I think it just depends when the right time is and the right place is. Right now, it's obviously after the last few votes, you sort of see like we're in a minority apparently, but you never know, right? Because then I think everybody's not trying to skate along. I think early in the game you try to skate along and just try to get here, but at the end of the day, there's only one winner, so everybody's got to make their move or hopefully try and do it. So I think eventually we're all gonna have to get off the train. It's just when we decide that it's sort of worth it, right?
Have you personally found the merge to be much different than the earlier parts of the game?
It's sort of the same in the sense that like when we were on OG Navala, we didn't know half the people, right? So
Right.
I was talking to all the OG Navalas. Like when we came into this side of the game, we're like all of us are like, we haven't essentially played with 1-2 tribes or those people. So you sort of talking to these people that you sort of starting from scratch, which makes it harder, right? Because you're sort of trying to build a trust, talk
Right.
game, sort of build that sort of rapport, and you have no currency by like trusting each other with the votes, right? Because it's crunch time now. So.
Right on, man. Thanks, John. Graham, speaking about the merge, is it everything you hoped for?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I don't know what else to say about it.
It's good.
It's good.
That's all you got.
I mean, the last couple of days have been pretty quiet, and I think that everybody kind of felt that. But I'm sure today, for a lot of people, it blew up, and it sure is a lot of fun to play. Even whether you're in the sites or not, it's it's fun being a part of the game and being a part of the strategy, and hopefully we all get to make it to the end, but obviously that's impossible. So
No.
April, do you mind sharing a little bit about how you approached this vote, or kind of what your thought process was like? And is it just about surviving? Are you trying to vote a big target out? Like, what are you thinking?
To be honest, the last couple of days I've been kind of checked out. I think last week was pretty exhausting for me, and a few other people, I'm sure, with a couple of like really big votes. And I actually spent the last few days catching up on some work that the deadlines are lingering on that I've been putting.
How dare you?
So yeah, I mean, a lot of people said, "Oh, I haven't heard from you the last couple of days. You know, what's going on?" And I reached out to a couple of people as well. And for me, it's just kind of getting a lay of the land where everybody's head is at, and doing the best job I can to not be the one getting targeted.
Right on. Thanks, April. Jordan, you know, we've talked before about how you made it to Final 3 last game, but maybe, I don't know if passive is the right word, but, you know, you had this strong group that you went all the way to the end with. Has it been more fun this time to, you know, make some of your own moves and kind of play your own game?
Yeah, I think, you know, the first kind of move that I made cost my my partner there a quick exit from the game. So you want to be a little bit more calculated with some of those moves. But I think outside of big moves, it's good to be able to talk to different people in the game, not solely rely on, you know, just getting information from one specific person, and being able to, you know, have the right conversations with different people and figure out what's been going on to try and make some of your own decisions. But ultimately, you know, the alliances are what gets you to at least post merge, and hopefully we can, you know, figure out a way to enjoy this merge while you have to make some really tough votes.
Do you think you can take that next step and make top 2 this time?
It would be great. I think, you know, we'll see where all these idols and reward challenges and those types of things lie, and how they get played. So that's going to be a huge one, and hopefully I'll win one of those reward challenges at some point. But you know, we'll see what ends up happening. It's been anything but
right.
Obvious these last few votes.
Great. Thanks, man. You know, Brian, we're getting to the point of the game where you were eliminated last time on a tied vote and drawing rocks. Do you have a phobia of that type of thing happening again?
No, I like joking about it, but I mean, you know, if it happens, it happens. And going to rocks with that many people, I think it was a very unique time because we had how many people were left? There was like 10 people left or something.
I think 10, yeah.
And what were 2 idols were played, or 3, and they went to rocks. So then it was only like the 4 of us that went to rocks out of the 10.
Yeah.
So and with that many idols played, it was still like a 25% chance. So, you know, I'll take those chances if I have to.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens in these next few votes. Speaking of that, let's get to the vote, unless anybody has anything they want to add. No? Okay, perfect. So if anybody has a hidden immunity idol and they want to play it, now would be the time to do so. But I know that nobody is playing idol today. So for the first time in the merge, we're not having an idol played. So all these votes will count. I got them right here. So I will start to read the votes. The person voted out is going to become the 3rd member of the jury. Get some water. Let's go. First vote, Sharon. Second vote, Peter. Third vote, Sharon. Fourth vote, Peter. We're tied, 2 votes each. Fifth vote, Sharon. Sixth vote, Peter. We're tied again. Seventh vote, Sharon. Eighth vote, Peter. Ninth vote, Sharon. 10th vote, Peter. 2 votes left. 11th vote, Sharon. 1 vote left. 12th vote, Peter. So we are tied. 6 votes for Sharon, 6 votes for Peter. So Brian, get on message David Cox right now, because that guy better still be awake. Somebody message Chris as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to get to a revote immediately. So Peter and Sharon will not vote. The remaining 10 of you will vote for either Peter or Sharon. If we are still tied, which would be 5-5 after this vote, then the 10 of you who caused us to still be in a tie, one of you will be randomly going home. So please send me your votes. I'm going to keep track here as well. If anybody wants to play Survivor music on their phone or any other music, they could do that because this might take a moment. But I'm going to start capturing votes. Please just message them to me, and I will keep track of them right now. So I still need 2 votes. Brian, one of them's from you. So I think we'll be able to do this without Dave's vote because it's not a tie. I wouldn't normally say that, but just for the rule, at Tribal Council, initially you're the one who goes home if you don't vote in that voting period. But on a revote, I think I should want everybody's vote, but I also need to give Dave a little bit of leeway. So I'm going to read the votes right now. Is everybody ready? So between Peter and Sharon, the player with the most votes now will be sent home. It's going to take 6 votes, I guess, would be the majority here. If it's 5-5 again, one of you guys goes home. So I will read the votes. And I'm just going to try and keep track of this as I go. But first vote, Sharon. Next vote, Peter. Third vote, Sharon. Fourth vote, Peter. Fifth vote, Sharon. Sixth vote, Peter. We're tied 3-3. Seventh vote, Sharon. Eighth vote, Sharon. Ninth vote, and the third member of our jury is Sharon. So Sharon, that's enough votes on the revote. I really appreciate everybody taking part in this revote tribal council and for all the participation in the video. This is a great conversation. Congratulations on surviving, everybody but Sharon. Sharon, I hope you don't mind sticking around and doing one of our videos with Meg, okay?
Good game, Sharon.
Yeah, great game, Sharon. I think Sharon, up to this point, certainly has been the ultimate survivor in the game. And sad to see her go, but sounded like she was a little bit ready. So thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night. Sharon, please stick around. We'll jump on another video when you're ready. Take care, everybody.